The strange light in the sky. It was a cold and quiet night in a small town. The streets were empty. The stars were shining in the sky. Everything looked peaceful. A man named Liam was walking home from work. He worked night shifts at a factory. His face looked tired. He just wanted to reach home and sleep. Suddenly, he saw something strange in the sky. A bright blue light flashed above the trees. It was not a star. It was moving very fast. Then it stopped for a second and fell down like a fireball into the forest near the town. The ground shook. A loud sound echoed across the hills. Boom. Liam stood still. His heart started beating fast. What was that? He whispered. He looked around. There was no one else. No cars. No people. Only him. Liam took a deep breath and walked towards the forest. He followed the direction where the light had fallen. It was dark and cold, but his curiosity was stronger than his fear. As he walked deeper into the woods, he saw burnt trees and smoke in the air. Something had definitely crashed here. He kept walking until he saw an old building. It was an abandoned church, forgotten and broken. Its roof had holes. Its doors were half open. He stopped. He could hear a sound. A baby crying. Liam felt cold all over his body. Why is there a baby here? He thought. He slowly stepped inside the church. The floor creaked under his feet. Everything was dark and dusty. Then he saw them. In the corner of the church, under an old wooden cross, sat a woman with silver skin. She was holding two small children in her arms. One was a baby. The other looked about 5 years old. The woman looked scared. She was breathing fast. Her eyes were big and full of fear. Liam froze. She didn't look human. Her eyes were a little too large. Her skin had a soft glow. Her hair was silver blue, like moonlight. He wanted to run, but he couldn't move. Then, to his shock, the woman spoke. Her voice was soft, but clear. Double quotes, please. Don't be afraid. We won't hurt you. Liam blinked. You can speak English. She nodded slowly. I learned a little. He looked at her children. They looked weak and tired. The older one was hiding behind her, peeking at Liam. Double quotes. Who? Who are you? Liam asked. The woman held her baby. Clifton said, my name is Sarah. We are from far away. We are hiding. Please, don't tell anyone. Liam stepped back. You single quotes, read. Not from this planet, are you? Sarah didn't answer. But her silence was the answer. Liam looked outside. The church window. The wind was blowing hard. The moon was high in the sky. Why are you here? He asked. Sarah looked down. Her eyes became wet. We ran from war. My people, my family, all gone. Only we survived. She looked at her children. They want to take my children. They want to use them. That's why we ran. Liam felt something strange in his heart. He didn't know her. She was not even human. But she looked helpless. She looked like a mother, scared for her kids. Suddenly, a strange noise came from outside. Click, click, humm. Like metal, moving like something scanning. Sarah's body tensed up. She whispered, they're here. Liam moved to the window and peeked out. He saw a strange red light moving between the trees. What is that? He asked. Sarah's voice shook. They followed us. They don't stop. Liam felt a chill in his spine. He turned back to her. I don't know who you are, but I think you need help. Sarah looked into his eyes. She didn't smile, but she nodded slowly. Then stay hidden, Liam said. I'll come back. I'll bring food, blankets, anything you need. Just stay here, stay quiet. He ran out of the church into the night, heart pounding. Behind him, the baby started crying again. The trees swayed. The red light blinked through the forest. Something was watching. The sky was still dark. The wind was cold. Liam couldn't sleep that night. He kept thinking about the strange woman and her children, hiding in the old church. They were not human, but they were scared, hungry, cold, and they had eyes full of fear, not evil. Liam made a decision. Before sunrise, he packed a bag with food, blankets, water, and a flashlight. He walked quickly and quietly through the empty streets. No one saw him by the time he reached the forest. The sun was just beginning to rise. Birds were silent. Even the air felt heavy as he stepped into the trees. He remembered the strange red light from last night. That noise, that feeling that something not human was watching. He shook off the fear and moved faster. Soon, the broken old church appeared in front of him. Its wooden cross still stood, but barely. The door creaked open as he pushed it. Inside. It was silent. Sarah, he whispered. No answer. He walked slowly toward the corner where he saw them last night. Then, from behind a fallen wooden bench, Sarah stood up. She was holding the baby in one arm. The older child stood behind her, clutching her dress. Her eyes looked tired. But when she saw Liam, she relaxed. Just a little. I came back, Liam said softly. I brought you things. He opened the bag and placed it on the ground. Sarah looked at it with surprise. Why are you helping us? She asked. Liam shrugged. Because you looked like you needed help. Sarah slowly picked up a water bottle. She opened it, gave it to the child. First, he drank quickly. She smiled for the first time. You said someone is following you, Liam said. Who are they? Sarah hesitated, then nodded. They are called the Draxians. Metal hunters. Soldiers. Machines mixed with living parts. They are not from my world. They destroyed it. Liam frowned. Why do they want you? She looked down at her baby. They don't want me, she said. They want my children. Liam's heart skipped a beat. Why? Sarah glanced around, as if the walls could hear. My children are special. They were born in the last war. My husband was not just from my world. He was from another one, a peaceful one, but powerful. She took a deep breath. Our enemies fear that power. They believe my children carry it in their blood. Liam sat down. His mind was spinning. These Draxians, he said. How close are they? Sarah closed her eyes. They are here, in this town. They followed my ship's signal when we crashed. Liam felt cold. They know you're hiding. She nodded. Not exactly where, but they are searching. Just then, a low humming noise filled the air. Sarah grabbed both children and pulled them close. Liam rushed to the window. Through the cracks, he saw something floating above the trees. It was silver and black, with red lights blinking from its eyes. It had long metal arms and no face, just a dark helmet with a spinning lens in the center. It wasn't flying, but gliding. Slowly, carefully. Scanning, Liam whispered, Is that one of them? Yes, Sarah said. A scout. The robot stopped. Near the front of the church, a red beam came out of its eye and touched the ground. The church doors began to glow. They've found us, Sarah said, panic in her voice. Liam looked around. Is there another way out? Sarah ran to the back and moved a pile of old wood. Under it was a small trapdoor. Down here, she said. Liam opened it and helped her climb in. The space below was narrow, dark, and smelled of earth and stone. It was a storage basement. Maybe used long ago. Liam closed the trapdoor just as the front doors creaked open. From below, they could hear the steps. Metal on wood. Slow. Heavy. The baby started to cry. Sarah covered the baby's mouth, gently trying to calm it. The older child pressed against Liam's arm. His skin felt warm. Too warm. Suddenly, the room grew brighter. The child's eyes glowed soft blue. Then dashed the footsteps. Above stopped. No sound. The red scanning light disappeared. Liam looked at the child. What did he just do? Sarah whispered. He protected us. Again, Liam stared at the boy. He's just a kid. Sarah nodded. Yes, but he's changing, becoming something they fear. There was silence for a moment. Then Sarah said, something Liam didn't expect. If they find us again, they will kill you too. Liam looked at her. Then we need to move. Tonight, Sarah asked. Do you know a place? Liam nodded. I know a way. Underground. The baby was quiet. Now, the boy looked tired. Sarah looked up at Liam. Then we will trust you. Outside, the red-eyed hunter hovered inside. The sky turned gray the next day. Clouds moved low, covering the town like a heavy blanket. In the distance, thunder growled. People thought it was just a storm coming, but something else had arrived. Near the forest, a man walking his dog saw a strange shape in the sky like a giant metal insect floating above the trees. The dog barked and ran. The man followed, never looking back. No one knew the Draxians had entered their town. Not yet. Far below, inside the basement of the broken church, Liam sat with Sarah and her children. The room was cold and damp. The baby slept in Sarah's arms. The older child sat beside Liam, drawing circles in the dust. Liam whispered, he still hasn't said a word. Sarah looked at her son with soft eyes. He speaks without sound. He feels what others feel. Liam stared. He can read minds. Not fully, but emotions. Yes. Liam leaned back against the stone wall. This is too much. Aliens, mind-reading kids, metal hunters. How is this real? Sarah gave a tired smile. It is real, and it is not over. Just then, a deep mechanical voice echoed from outside. Life form detected. Energy signature confirmed. Liam jumped up. Sarah stood quickly. She handed the baby to Liam and motioned to her son. The boy stood up, eyes glowing faintly. A loud crash came from above. The floorboards shook. Dust fell from the ceiling. Then a hole exploded open in the roof of the church. Something dropped in, a Draxian soldier. It was tall, made of silver armor and black wires. Its head was like a helmet, with red eyes and spinning sensors. Its arms ended in sharp metal tools. It stood silently for a moment, scanning the space. Sarah whispered, "They've broken through." Liam said, "How many are there?" Sarah listened, her eyes narrowing. 3, 1 scout, 2 soldiers. Close. The baby stirred in Liam's arms. Movement detected, the Draxian said. Then dash, boom. It dropped down and began smashing through the wooden floor. Liam yelled, "We have to go now." Sarah pulled the trapdoor open. The child jumped in. Liam followed, still holding the baby. They ran through the narrow underground path. It was part of the old town sewer system, filled with cobwebs and old pipes. Behind them, the Draxian crashed into the basement, scanning wildly. It spotted heat from their footprints. Target moving underground. Follow protocol. Eliminate. Another Draxian, larger and with 4 limbs, dropped beside it. The chase began. Liam ran as fast as he could. His legs hurt. The baby cried softly in his arms. The tunnel was dark, only the light from his small flashlight guiding the way. Sarah followed, closely behind, holding her son's hand. "We're almost near the old library tunnel," Liam shouted, but then they heard it. Clank, clank, whir. The Draxians had entered the tunnel. Behind them, fast, silent, merciless. Suddenly, Liam tripped on a pipe. He almost dropped a baby. "Keep going," he told Sarah. "I'll hold them." Off. Sarah stopped. "You'll die." Liam grabbed an old rusted metal bar from the tunnel wall. "I won't let them take your kids." He turned to face the shadows. The red lights appeared, getting closer. Liam raised the bar. But just as the first Draxian stepped forward, the boy stopped running. He turned. His eyes glowed bright blue. He raised his small hand, and the air around them vibrated. The Draxian froze. Unknown force detected. System malfunction. Then ZZZAP. The machine sparked and fell. Twitching dots. The second Draxian tried to attack, but the boy screamed. The sound was not loud, but it echoed like thunder in the tunnel. The walls cracked. The ground shook. A part of the ceiling collapsed behind them, blocking the path. Dust filled the air. Silence. Liam stood frozen. What was that? Sarah looked at her son. He had fainted. "He's too young to control it," she said. "But his power is growing." Liam nodded slowly. "And they know that now," Sarah whispered. "They will send more, stronger ones." Liam caught his breath. "Then we can't stay in the tunnels." "I know a place," he said, thinking, "an old train yard. No one goes there anymore. It connects to the mountains." Sarah looked down at a sleeping child. "Then we go." She turned to Liam. "You're still helping us." "Why?" Liam didn't answer right away. Then he said, "Because no one helped me. When I was small and scared." They walked in silence, deeper into the tunnel. Behind them, the wrecked Draxians sent out a signal. Message to core. Target location traced. Children confirmed. Deploy. The hunter unit. Far above the town, hidden in a cloaked ship, something awoke. Something different. Not just machine. Not just soldier. A hunter, built to find and never fail. It opened its red eyes and began to move. Rain poured hard over the quiet town. Streets were empty. Lights flickered. People stayed in their homes, unaware that something was hunting beneath their feet. Deep under the ground, inside a dark sewer tunnel, Liam and Sarah moved quickly. Liam held the baby close to his chest, while Sarah supported her unconscious son with one arm and guided the way with the other. Water dripped from broken pipes. The walls were covered in moss. The air smelled like rust and old dust. Liam looked over his shoulder. "You think they're still following?" Sarah didn't answer, but her eyes said yes. The boy moaned softly. He was waking up. Blue light flickered in his fingertips. "He used too much energy," Sarah whispered. "He needs rest." "We all do," Liam replied. "But we won't get it here." Up ahead, the tunnel opened into a large round chamber. It was dark, until Liam pointed his flashlight. The light revealed an old rusted sign. "Train yard tunnel, level 5, emergency. Access only. We're here," he said. "I found this place years ago." No one ever comes this far. The chamber was wide, with broken tracks and half-buried doors. Old machines lay covered in dust. One side of the chamber was sealed with a giant iron gate. This tunnel connects to the mountains, Liam explained. We follow the track line. There's a path to the cliffs. From there, you can escape into the wild. Sarah looked at him. And what about you? Liam shrugged. I'll go as far as I can. Sarah said quietly. They'll be looking for you now too. I know, Liam said. But I made my choice. Suddenly, the baby started crying. Sarah took the child gently. She hummed something soft, a lullaby in a strange alien language. The baby slowly calmed. Liam looked around. We'll rest here for a bit. I'll check the gates. He walked to the control panel near the iron door. Most of it was broken, but some lights blinked dimly. He tapped buttons. Nothing happened. Then, he found an old backup switch and pulled it here. Ere, 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 ache, ache, ache. The iron gauge groaned and slowly lifted a few inches, then stopped. Old systems jammed, he muttered. Might need a spark. Sarah stepped closer. Let me try. She reached out and touched the panel with her hand. A soft blue pulse spread from her skin. The panel blinked faster. The gate lifted a bit more, just enough to crawl under. Liam grinned. Not bad. But before they could move forward, the boy suddenly gasped. His eyes turned bright blue again. He pointed toward the tunnel behind them and whispered, He's here. Liam froze. Sarah's face turned pale. The hunter. From the dark tunnel, a low sound echoed like metal grinding against bone. Step. Clank. Step clank. A figure entered the chamber slowly. It was not like the other Draxians. Taller. Thinner. Built like a machine but moved like a man. Its head was smooth, with no eyes, no face. Just a dark mirror reflecting their fear. It carried no weapons. It was the weapon. The hunter stopped and tilted its head slightly, like it was studying them. Target visual confirmed. Primary energy. Source. Present. Begin acquisition. Liam grabbed the metal bar again. Go through the gate. I'll slow it down. But the hunter didn't attack. It raised one hand and pointed at the boy. The boy stepped back. Sparks rose from his fingers. Sarah pulled him close. He's not ready. Liam yelled. We don't have time. He ran forward and swung the bar. The hunter didn't move. The bar hit its arm and shattered like glass. Liam was thrown across the room. Sarah screamed. The baby cried. The boy's hands glowed brighter. A strong wind started swirling inside the chamber. The hunter stepped forward slowly, without fear. Then, something happened. The old machines in the chamber started to hum. A glowing light rose. From the center rail, the chamber itself was reacting. Sarah looked around. This place, it's not just a tunnel. It's a power hub. The boy's light connected to the rail. The energy flowed back into the gate. Suddenly, the iron door flew open. Now, Sarah shouted. She grabbed both children and crawled through the gate. Liam groaned and stood, blood on his forehead. He followed them. Behind them, the hunter paused. It reached for the gate, but a pulse of energy from the rail shot through it. Warning. Ancient system detected. Unknown defense protocols. For the first time, the hunter stepped back. Liam fell beside Sarah, panting. Did we stop it? Sarah looked at the glowing rail. No, we slowed it, but it will come. They looked at the path ahead, a long dark rail line that disappeared into the mountain. Liam stood. Then let's move before it learns how to follow. Sarah nodded. The next part will be harder. Liam smiled, even with pain in his chest. Good, he said, because easy's boring. They disappeared into the darkness. Behind them, the hunter looked up. It touched the wall, and the stone melted beneath its hand. It was learning. The wind inside the mountain tunnel howled like a living thing. Liam. Sarah and the children moved slowly along the old rail line. Water dripped from cracks in the stone. The only light came from the boy's faint blue glow and Liam's weak flashlight. They had escaped the hunter for now, but the tunnel ahead was long, broken, and filled with silence that felt too heavy. Liam's voice echoed in the dark. Are we close to the exit? No, Sarah replied, holding the baby tightly. There's still far to go. She looked back, and the hunter. It is not far behind. Liam stopped. Then we need to rest. You haven't slept. The boy barely stands. The boy was breathing heavily. He leaned against the wall, his hands still faintly glowing. His powers had drained him. Sarah looked around. There, she said, pointing to a crack in the tunnel wall. It led into a narrow side room in old maintenance chamber. Inside were broken machines, rusted tools, and a cracked bench. They sat in silence. Liam watched Sarah feed her baby with a silver tube filled with glowing liquid. "What is that stuff?" he asked. "Energy milk," she answered. "From a plant on my world. It's almost gone." Liam sighed. "I can't believe I'm saying this, but I wish I had alien milk in my backpack." Sarah smiled a little, just a little. Suddenly, the boy whispered, "It's coming." Everyone froze. Liam stood up and pointed his flashlight down the tunnel. Nothing. He stepped out of the room to check. That's when the tunnel behind them shook. A loud noise echoed, like metal being torn apart. The hunter had entered, but not walking this time. It was moving through the wall, like liquid steel. Its body melted through stone, reforming with each step. Sarah whispered, "It has changed." Liam grabbed the door to the side room and slammed it shut. He looked around and found a large metal pipe. He wedged it across the door handle. "It won't hold it for long," he said. "But maybe long enough." Sarah stood up. "There's another way. I feel it." She walked to the far side of the room and placed her hand on the wall. The stone lit up faintly blue under her touch. "This tunnel is old, older than this world's machines. Some parts respond to me." She pressed hard and a crack opened. Behind it was a dark crawl space, just wide enough for one person at a time. "Take the children," she said. "Go now." Liam hesitated. "What about you?" "I'll follow." "Just go." He nodded and crawled in first, holding the baby. The boy followed. Sarah stepped in last, sealing the wall behind her with a wave of her hand. Inside the crawl space, they moved quickly, breath shallow, knees scraping against stone. Behind them, the sound came again, a roar and a blast. The hunter had broken into the room. In the narrow space, the boy stopped crawling. His eyes widened. "It's in the wall." Liam turned. "What do you mean, in the wall?" Suddenly, cracked, the wall beside them exploded. A silver claw reached through and grabbed Liam's ankle. He screamed. "The baby!" cried Sarah shouted. "No!" The boy's hand lit up. He touched the wall and it turned soft like air. Liam fell backward, pulling the baby close. The claw missed him by inches. They scrambled forward. Behind them, the tunnel collapsed, blocking the hunter for now. Breathing hard, they reached the end of the crawl space and dropped into another room. But this room was different. The walls were smooth and white. Symbols glowed on the ground. A soft humming filled the air. "What is this place?" Liam asked. Sarah looked around in shock. "This is not human." She walked to the center and touched a glowing stone. "It's a safe chamber, very old. It was placed here by the watchers of my people, long before Earth knew aliens existed." Liam asked, "So we're safe?" "For now," she replied. The boy sat quietly in the corner. The baby fell asleep in Liam's arms. For a moment, everything was still. Then Sarah whispered something to herself. Liam leaned in. "What did you say?" She looked at him, her face pale. "This place, it hides us." "Yes, but it also sends a signal." "A signal to who?" Sarah didn't answer right away. Then she said, "To them, to my kind, or to the ones who destroyed my kind. I don't know which." Liam stood. "Then we can't stay here." But suddenly, the glowing stone in the center pulsed red. "Energy, trace detected, new signal locked. Unknown source tracking this chamber." Liam's heart sank. "They know where we are, don't they?" Sarah nodded. "They always find us." She looked at her children. "But this time, we fight." Liam reached into his bag and pulled out what was left to flare. A lighter and a steel rod. "Then let's give them something they're not ready for." Far above, in the clouds, a massive ship changed direction. The hunter, even buried in rock, turned its head toward the mountain. It had found them again, and this time, it would not fail. Somewhere deep inside the earth, something woke up. A satellite buried beneath ancient stone flickered to life. Long dead lights blinked. Air hissed through vents sealed for 100 years. The mountain had a secret, and they had found it. Liam stared at the glowing floor of the safe chamber. Strange symbols pulsed beneath his feet like veins of light. The baby slept quietly in his arms. The boy sat nearby, his hands warm with silent energy. Sarah moved slowly, her hand tracing the walls. Her fingers touched symbols that reacted to her like they remembered her touch. "This place," she whispered, "was built long before humans were ready." Liam asked, "What is it? A lab? A sanctuary? A trap? Maybe all three?" In the center of the room stood a control pillar. a tall silver tower with soft blue light rising through it. It hummed gently, like it was alive. Liam touched it. It responded. A smooth voice echoed from above. Genetic match confirmed. Partial human, partial non-human. Access granted. Sarah looked shocked. It accepted you. Liam stepped back. What does that mean? She hesitated, then asked, Your parents? Do you know them? Liam swallowed. I was adopted, never met them. Why? She looked at him carefully. You might be more connected to us than you know. Liam laughed nervously. So I'm half alien now. But no one was smiling. The room began to shift. Parts of the floor slid open, revealing stairs. Sarah said, We need to go down. If this is what I think, there's something here that can help us escape. Liam held the baby tighter. Then let's go. The stairs led them into a lower chamber, cold, silent, and filled with ancient machines. The walls were lined with metal pods, some broken, some still glowing softly. In the center stood a tall glass cylinder filled with blue liquid. A body floated inside, human but not human. Its skin shimmered faintly like Sarah's. The boy stepped forward and touched the glass. Suddenly, memories flooded the room, not words, but images, explosions, space, war, a woman running with 2 children, a man shouting, ships burning, and a machine called Silver, red-eyed, chasing them across stars. Sarah fell to her knees. That was my husband. This was his lab. Liam looked around. He built this. Yes, he was a protector. One of the last. He knew the Draxians would come here one day. She touched the glass. He left this for us. Behind them, the wall opened. Inside was a small room filled with glowing tech. A screen turned on, showing a message. If you're seeing this, you're not alone. The screen showed a map, stars, planets, routes. One planet was blinking. Is that your home? Liam asked. Sarah nodded. Or what's left of it. Liam saw another blinking dot. What's that? Sarah's eyes widened. A gate. A jump gate. It can take us far. Beyond Earth. To safety. Liam's hope sparked. Can we reach it? Sarah looked at the controls. If the teleport in this lab still works, yes. The boy stepped forward and placed his hand on the control panel. The machine powered on. Lights filled the room. Energy insufficient. Power at 38%. Boost required. Sarah frowned. We need more energy. The baby started crying again. Suddenly, the walls shook. Liam turned. He's found us. Far above. Inside the tunnels. The hunter tore through layers of earth like soft paper. It was coming fast. We don't have time, Liam said. Sarah looked at her son. You can do it. He shook his head, scared. You're ready, she said. Softly. The boy stepped up again. His hands glowed bright blue. He touched the machine. The lights flickered. Power at 62%. Boost detected. The hunter's footsteps echoed louder now. Liam turned to Sarah. It's still not enough. She looked at him and smiled sadly. I can finish it. Liam froze. What do you mean? My energy is different. I was born to protect. My body still holds a link to the core. She looked at her children. They will live. That's all that matters. No, Liam said. There has to be another way. There isn't, she whispered. She stepped into the circle and raised her arms. Light poured from her like fire. Her skin glowed white hot. Her hair turned silver flame. Teleport roared to life. The machine spoke. Power at 100%. Coordinates locked. The glass doors opened. A swirling portal of light filled the room. Sarah fell to her knees, drained. Fading. Liam ran to her, tears in his eyes. You don't have to die. She smiled. Tell them, I loved them. She kissed her baby, touched her son's face, and looked at Liam one last time. Protect them. Then she was gone. Not into the portal. Gone into light. Liam stood frozen. The portal pulsed behind him. The hunter broke into the lab, red and silent. Liam grabbed both children and ran for the gate. He turned once, saw the machine charging, and jumped. The light swallowed them. Silence. Only the hum of the lab remained, and the hunter standing alone. Its target was gone, for now. Silence. Then air. Cold, fresh, thin air. Liam opened his eyes. He was lying on soft grass under a purple sky. 2 suns glowed faintly behind clouds. Strange mountains floated in the distance, like islands in the sky. Next to him, the baby cried. Softly, the boy stood, wide-eyed, staring at the new world. They had made it. He sat up slowly, pain still in his chest. His body ached, but they were alive. They had escaped Earth. They had escaped. The hunter. Liam looked around. The land was beautiful, but quiet. Too quiet. No cities, no people, he whispered. What is this place? The boy turned to him and said his first word, clear and soft. Home. Liam stared at him. You can speak. The boy nodded. Then his face changed. His hands began to glow again just slightly, and he pointed to the sky. Liam followed his gaze. One of the floating islands was burning. Something had followed them. Something had found a way. The hunter. In the mountain lab. The teleport gate flashed for the last time. A tall figure stepped through. Not the machine, but something new. Half machine, half flesh, fully aware. The hunter had changed. It had scanned Sarah's DNA, Liam's fingerprints, the boy's energy, and now it had evolved. It stepped into the new world, its red eyes scanning every trace. Target located. Meanwhile, Liam found a small cave under a cliff. He laid the baby down on soft moss and gave it water from a pouch. The boy sat at the entrance, silent again. Liam crouched beside him. I don't know what to do, he said. The boy placed a hand on Liam's shoulder. You protect, the boy said. Like her. Liam closed his eyes. Sarah's final words echoed in his mind. Protect them. I'll try, he said. But I'm not strong like she was. You are, the boy said. You don't know it yet. Suddenly, the cave shook. The baby cried. The boy stood. Liam grabbed a sharp rock. It was all he had. The sky outside turned red. Then it landed. The hunter stood at the entrance. Its body shimmered with energy. It no longer needed weapons. It was the weapon. It raised a hand. Liam stepped in front of the children. You'll have to kill me first. The hunter paused. Its voice was no longer metal. It was human. Female. We do not kill protectors. We take the source. Liam looked back at the bull run. But the boy didn't move. He stepped forward. I'm not afraid, the boy said. You want power, but I am not power. I am choice. The hunter tilted its head, confused. The boy raised his hand not to attack, but to share. Blue light passed from his palm to the hunter's chest. The machine shook, vibrated, screamed. It dropped to one knee. Liam grabbed the baby and pulled back. The boy stepped forward again, calm and glowing. You were made to destroy, he said. But you can change. Like me, the hunter roared. Then stopped. Silence. A single tear. Not oil, but water fell from its metal eye. And then, it powered down. Its red lights faded. It collapsed to the ground. Not dead, but still. Later that night, under the double moons, Liam lit a fire outside the cave. The boy sat beside him. The baby slept peacefully. Liam stared into the flames. Is it over? He asked. For now, the boy said. They looked at the machine in the distance, quiet as stone. Liam asked, what do we do now? The boy replied, we build. Build what? A home. Liam smiled, tired but warm. Yeah, he said. We can do that. The boy placed a hand on Liam's and said, you are not half human. You are full of heart. And Liam finally believed it. Months passed. The strange planet began to feel familiar. Liam learned to grow food from glowing plants. The boy helped him shape shelters from crystal bark. The baby laughed for the first time. The hunter remained where it fell, silent, still, a reminder of what once was, and what could change. Sometimes, the boy would walk to it, sit beside it, speak softly. Teaching it. Feelings. Hope. Memory. Choice. Dash. One morning, the sky lit up. Not fire, not war. A ship, a real one, smooth, silver, and silent. It landed in the field. From it, stepped a woman with glowing skin. Others followed. Not soldiers. Not draxians. Survivors. Like Sarah. Once was. Liam held the children close. The woman smiled and spoke gently. We received the signal. We came as soon as we could. She looked at the boy, then at Liam. You kept him alive, she said. He saved our future. Liam didn't know what to say, so he said the only thing that felt right. Welcome home.